Now, the next one is a quote from Tom Waits. Tom Waits, I've liked Tom Waits for many, many years. I like his music and I like his take on things. So anyway, in this one he says, "We have a deficit of wonder. When I ask people questions now, they get out their phone. I say no. I don't want to know the answer. I just want to wonder about it for a while." That sounds like an innocent kind of thing, doesn't it? But it's not. It's quite revolutionary. And you can tell, like if you're in a conversation and, you know, somebody goes, "Oh, who was the king of Belgium back in 1800 and whatever?" And you try for a bit, or we try for a bit, and then it's like, "Oh no, this is annoying. Let me just ask Google," or Dr. Google, as somebody I know refers to it, which I think is hilarious. So yeah, let me just check Dr. Google and put myself out of a state of wonder. We don't think of it like that. We go, "I'll just get the answer and it'll stop bothering me." But wondering about, a thing is being in a state of wonder. And that's a lovely place to be. It's like being idle. When was the last time you were idle? Idle, kind of shocking, isn't it, to think about being idle? I read a book about it I think it's called How to Be Free. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'll try and find it. Very good. And it talks about being idle. Consciously being idle. And when you think about that idea of being idle, particularly in our current, what's it called, hustle culture, it's very disturbing to be idle. But it's great when you can relax into it. It's like when you meditate, certainly the way I teach it, but I think a lot of meditation techniques do this. There's a certain amount of body awareness. You become more aware of your body. And even if you just close your eyes, you just try it now, assuming you're not driving, but if you just close your eyes now for a second, you'll notice that there's a lot of tension there that you didn't notice when your eyes were open. And it's kind of the same with your eyes. Like when you close your eyes and you start to let go of things, tensions on the inside, one of the last things to let go of is the tension in your eyes. But you can do it now. It's kind of the same thing, and it feels a little bit as crazy as being idle. And what I'm talking about is letting your eyes goof off. Let them just go out of focus. Let them just relax. So they're open, but they're just going out of focus. They're just having a little break from looking. We're always looking. We're always so, I know it's part of our nervous system, and we're kind of predisposed to be looking to the horizon for threats and all that, and that's okay. But chances are there's no threat on the horizon, so you can experiment with it. You can look at it. No pun intended. You can look at it on the inside. And this idea of just letting your eyes goof off, just letting them relax for a minute. When you let them relax for a minute, you realize how strained they are, how tight we are, how focused we are. We're always looking. So just this idea of letting your eyes goof off, it's pretty revolutionary. And that is the same as wonder. We do the same with our mind, Who's the king of Belgium? We just, no, can't get it. Right, Dr. Google. Great, now I know. Do we go back to being restful? No. Do we go back into a state of wonder? No. We don't like being in a state of wonder. We don't like wondering about things. We want all our information, on the top of our head. I've been if you are on Zoom, I'm on Zoom a lot with my one-to-one work, And Zoom's great and everything, but it's also not great. And it can misinterpret words, and it can cut words off, and it can make things, you have to kind of go, oh, sorry, did you just say blah, 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 blah? And then the person goes, yeah. But when you relax into that, it's actually, there's a lot of, there's a lot of enjoyment in it. This may not work for, if you're having very serious work conversations, but it's very funny to repeat back to the person what you think they said, even though you know they probably didn't say it. So someone says something to you, and you go, "Did you just say you wanted to buy a fireman's helmet?" And then they laugh, and you go, and then they go, "No, I said I whatever they were said. I can't think of the funny thing that they would have said." Or you end up squashing two words together that don't go together. This came about because I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about dumplings and nuts. But it sounded like what they said was dump nut. So that's what I've called it. I've called when Zoom does this dump nutting, right? Because isn't that a funny combination? Dumpling and nuts. Dump nut. So if I had kind of been just very focused on, what did you say? What could you repeat what you said? If I just got into that, I would have missed dump nut. Dump nut wouldn't exist now. And that's kind of a variation on what Tom, that's right, we're on first name terms. That's what Tom is talking about being in a state of wonder and being okay with wondering. Daydreaming, lying on your back. There's a famous quote from, I don't know whether it's a quote, but it's the thing about Einstein. And he was saying that when he was asked how he figured out something to do with the speed of light, and I think he said he was lying on his back, just kind of daydreaming, and he started to think about what it would be like to slide down a rainbow. Einstein experts, please don't kill me. I know if I just butchered that, but you get the idea, just like, I think he was a big fan of daydreaming. Carl Jung, I was only talking about it a little while ago, he used to go down, I don't know if this is true, but I like the idea of it. He used to go into his garden every day and play. Get down on his knees and play with sticks and stones and mud like a kid for like half an hour every day, just so we could have that sense of play and, you could say, wonder. So in this very hustle, scary, let's be honest, scary, terrifying world, I can see how we just kind of feel like, oh, well, I don't have time to be a child anymore. I don't have time for wonder. I don't have time for any of that stuff. It's too scary and dangerous here. But really, if we don't look for wonder and cultivate wonder, it kind of sucks all the life out of everything. It just sucks all the color out of everything. Color that would be there if we just allowed the wonder a bit more. So I encourage you to wonder more. I encourage me to wonder more.